YouTube. It's been a while, but we're back here. Team Heatwave, our new team name, and I'm bringing you a new deck profile. Probably one of my favorite decks of the format after Pepe got hit, even though there's still a very relevant deck, and I'll be bringing you a profile of that shortly. Till then, I'm going to be running Deskbots. So let's get into this. It's a little bit different of a build. I don't run any. The only monsters I run are Deskbots, but other than that, it's pretty standard. So I run 2 Deskbot 1s. They're your tuner of the deck. I don't run Birdman or anything like that. I like Deskbot 1 the best because on a pendulum summon, you can drop them onto the field and make, any synchro that you really need at the time. But yeah, I like this better because the Birdman a lot of the times would brick, and I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have a good amount of plays that I could do. So I'm sticking with 2 Deskbot 1s, no Birdman. And then standard 3 Deskbot 2. It's, it's Deneb, it's Stratos, it's Joker, it's your searcher of the deck. It gets you all of your cards that you need to either continue your plays this turn or set up your plays for next turn. And I run 3 Deskbot 3s. It's your pseudo searcher. On normal summon, you can special summon a Deskbot from the deck. It helps further your plays a lot. Oh yeah, one effect I forgot with Deskbot 2 and Deskbot 3. So Deskbot 2, all machine type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense, except for the card. So this Deskbot 2 will boost this one, but this one won't boost itself. With Deskbot 3, during either player's turn, you can target a Deskbot monster you control, and it gains 500 attack and defense for every Deskbot card you control. So after Shining Victories, when we get Deskbot base, you can have one of your Deskbot cards gain up to 4,000 attack, like 3 or 4,000 attack. So this deck's just really good off normal summons. The extra deck's kind of just there to help out. I run 3 Deskbot 4s. This is your sort of like your big beater of the deck. On declaration of attack, you can send a Deskbot monster from your deck to the grave. Your opponent takes no further battle damage that turn, but when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 2 Deskbot cards from the graveyard and or the hand. And then 3 Deskbot 5s. This card, it's your first Pendulum Scales. It's your scale 10. You can only Pendulum summon Deskbot monsters. That's all of the Deskbot's Pendulum effects. But when this card is normal or special summoned, you can destroy a spell or trap card on the field. And if this card in your Pendulum Zone is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon a Deskbot from the grave. That, and it's an end to infinity, which is always good. Deskbot 6. So it's 3 times 2. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a monster on the field and change its battle position. And then when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, when it's in the Pendulum Zone and it's destroyed by card effect, you can add a Deskbot from your grave to your hand. And both 5 and 6, they have the same effect as well. They gain 500 attack and defense for every Deskbot card face up in your extra deck. So that late game, they can be pretty decent. And then for the post-Bosch setup, 2 Deskbot James Bond because 007, and then 2 Deskbot 8. Their effects are they gain 500 attack and defense for each Deskbot card in the graveyard, which I feel is a lot better because late game after you're done with all your synchros, these guys can be insane beaters. And Deskbot 7 is probably my favorite card because when there's 2 on the field, since your opponent cannot target face-up Deskbot monsters for an attack except this card, when you have 2 on the field, your opponent cannot declare an attack. So that's really good. And when it attacks a defense position monster, it deals piercing. And Deskbot 8, your opponent cannot target face-up Deskbot cards with card effects, and this card can attack monsters twice during the battle phase. Only monsters, so it can't attack a monster and then attack directly. But I like these 2. I don't feel they're good enough to be run as 3-ofs because they're not as versatile like 5 and 6, but they are still really good, really viable cards for the deck. That's it for the monsters. That's, quite a bit of monsters. Now on to the spells. I run 3 Upstart Goblin. You don't really care about giving your opponent 1,000 life because it's Deskbots. You're going to be dealing tons of damage in one turn off of a normal summon anyways. So it's just an into your combo pieces. It's a really good card. I feel that at least until Shining Victories comes out, that Upstart Goblin should be run in the deck. And then 3 Chicken Game. Probably going to be taking this out for Deskbot base when it comes out. But as of right now, it's really good. It's a really consistent card to get into your combo pieces. And the fact that if you brick, you can just set this card, draw a card, and then you basically can't take damage until, you draw into your pieces. So I feel that Chicken Game's really good, at least until the field spell comes out for Deskbots. And now, 3 Machine Dupe. Really standard for the deck. Select a monster with 500 or less attack on your side of the field. Then you can special summon 2 monsters with the same name from your deck. So, if you open this in Deskbot 3, you get 3 searches because you're normally going to normal summon 3, special 2, activate this, special summon 2 more 2s. So that's 3 searches and just a bunch of attack points. The same idea goes for Inferno Reckless Summon. I play 2 copies of this. I used to play 3. I found out that it's really inconsistent when you play 3 because you open it up too many times when you don't want to see it. But other than that, I feel the 3 and 2 ratio is really good because when you special summon, so if you special summon a 2 from grave off of a Deskbot 5, or even if you summon 2 off of Deskbot 3, you can chain this card on the activation of Deskbot 2's effect, special summon 2 more 2s, get 3 searches off. The only downside is that you can only activate it when your opponent has a face-up monster on the field, and they get to summon all copies of that card from their hand, deck, or graveyard as well. But other than that, it's a really good card. Normally, your opponent won't have anything that's really threatening, so it doesn't matter. You can just beat it over with any of your monsters. And I play 2 Wavering Eyes. I don't feel that 3 is necessary because, there's not a lot of Pendulum monsters. It's just effect monsters. So I don't feel that 3 is necessary. But 2 is really good. It helps go into a lot of plays. It's just a Wavering Eyes. It's more of a defensive card at this point. After, in this deck it's always been a defensive card. It's never really been aggressive because there's not that many Pendulum monsters in the deck. But other than that, it's really good in the Pendulum matchup, basically. I'm going to run 2 Twin Twisters. You normally want to discard Deskbot 1 off of this. But if you don't have the Deskbot 1, it doesn't really matter. You can discard basically anything and just pop 2 cards. There's no really negging in this deck. And then for my last one-ofs, I run 1 limiter removal, 1 foolish. Foolish to send off the Deskbot 1 to grave, so you can summon it later. And limiter removal just for cheese, because this is One Punch Man. This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! This is One Punch Man. The deck's too good with limiter removal. But that's it for spells, and I only run 2 traps. I run Vanities and Warning. Warning because, hate on other monsters. If they drop something you don't like, you just get it out of there. And then Vanities, you set up your field, drop the Vanities, and you win. It's a 40 card main deck. Now for the extra deck. For Xyz, I play 1 Centaria. This is good for your first turn plays. If you have the Machine Dupe and all that, you summon your 2s, you get your searches, then you just overlay into this to free up a space on the board to just keep going. Other than that, it's a really good offensive card because when you attack, it can't be destroyed by battle while it has Xyz material on it. And when you attack a monster, you can detach one, and at the end of the damage step, return that monster to the hand. So it's really good on the offensive. I have been trying to play Armored Kappa for the defensive, but the way that I run this deck, it's just so aggressive that Centaria just works a lot better. And then I run 1 Gigantex. It's more search. You make it off of 2 Deskbot 4s. It's just more search, and the fact that it's a machine type, it gets boosts from like Deskbot 2 and things like that. And then for the stars of the Xyz, 1 Nova and 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. You make these off of Deskbot 5. A lot of the times I will be dropping this card first or second turn, and I just love it because it's just so cheesy. Because you'll have a bunch of monsters on the field that can just boost their attacks, and then you'll have an Infinity to negate things that'll get rid of said monsters. And it just helps for the... It's an offensive / defensive card, and I really like Infinity in this deck. For the Synchros, I run 1 Haster, 1 Nat Beast, 1 Armades, 1 Barkion, 1 Black Rose, helps clear fields. It's kind of your last resort, but it's there to help. 1 Clear Wing in case you need to play defensively. 1 Hot Red, or regular Red Dragon Archfiend. I'll be trading this out for a Scarlight when I get my hands on it. 1 Trish, because cheese, further plays, just really aggressive card. 1 Deskbot Jet. I'll get into why this is signed in a second, but Deskbot Jet, it's a really good card. A lot of people play it as on the defensive, but I like it on the offensive because you can pop cards to special summon cards. So if you haven't got your Deskbot 3 to Deskbot 2 plays, you can pop like a Scale to summon a Deskbot 2 from deck. And then, like, if you pop a Deskbot 5, you can summon something from the grave as well. And I really like it for the offensive plays to help further and gain an OTK a lot quicker. 1 Leo. Finally got my super rare Leo. I've always wanted one of these. My buddy Kyle, you've met him before. He had one, and I picked it up off him today. And then for the last card, 1 Star Eater. I don't go into this all that often, but when I do, I normally have game, because his summon can't be negated, and when he's attacked, like Mirror Force and shit doesn't affect him. So, Star Eater's really good. About the Deskbot Jet. I bought most of these cards, pretty much the main deck core, I got off of Kira Twig 2 on YouTube. I've been talking to him on YouTube lately, so I'm giving great shout-outs to him for letting me buy this deck off of him. But yeah, I've been talking to him on YouTube. He's been helping me a lot out with getting my channel all set up. And when I bought the deck, I asked him to sign this card because, you know, he's helped me a lot. So, you know, I really wanted his signature. But yeah, shout-outs to Kira Twig for the deck and for helping me out a lot. And that is my Deskbot deck profile. I will come to you post Shining Victories with a new updated list. And Epic Joker's out.